Hi, friends, and welcome to Thrive 365, episode 2. This is your weekly web series hosted on Sunday nights to give you some tips and motivation to start your week off right. So, today's episode is the dangers of the phrase F it. I'm not going to say the full word because I'm trying to keep this thing clean, but basically F it, screw it, what the hell, they all mean the same thing, right? So I want to talk to you about this phrase because I think it's used a lot in American culture, especially when trying to justify a reckless decision or a decision that's not necessarily in alignment with our goals and our standards. For example, hey, you want another beer? Yeah, F it. Why not? Bring it over. Or you want extra cheese on that pizza? Yeah, F it. Why not? Go big or go home, right? Or let's say, I didn't get my workout in today. F it, whatever. I'll just do it tomorrow. It can happen any time in the day, and it's such an easy phrase to throw around when it's so easy to give up on something. It's so easy to become derailed, demotivated, right? But I encourage you to think about that phrase. Whenever you're tempted to use that phrase to justify an action, I want you to think about it in these 5 ways. So instead of saying the term F it, what you're really saying is, 1, I give up. All right? 2, what you're also saying is, I have no willpower. 3, my ideals mean nothing to me. 4, I'm not strong enough to follow through. And 5, my dreams are meaningless. I mean, those are some pretty gut-wrenching, powerful statements, right? But that's basically what you're telling yourself when you're saying F it. That's really what you're saying. You're saying, I'm just going to use this silly little phrase that's passed around way too much in American society to justify my actions, even though I know that they're not good for me, even though that I know that they're not, me living up to my ideal. Maybe they're reckless, they're just stupid decisions, and I'm just going to say, F it, whatever, please, it's fine, So I encourage you to use more pragmatic phrasing, let's say, when you're trying to figure out if it's something that you should be doing. I think that this really, really helps me out. Like the other day, my husband really wanted Chinese food, and he was like, yeah, F it, you're tired, you've had a long day, you taught karate, and you got your workout in this morning, F it. You know what? Let's get some Chinese food. And I was like, you know what? No. I'm going to make healthy stir fry, and it's going to taste just as good, if not better than that Chinese food, and it's going to be good for both of us. So I found a solution that worked for both of us so that he wasn't too upset with my decision. But that's the thing. You can use all these decisions to justify your actions, but it's not really going to get you anywhere, right? So I encourage you to think about it in those 5 ways. Again, 1, I give up. I have no willpower. My ideals mean nothing to me. I'm not strong enough to follow through. And my dreams are meaningless. Those are 5 other things that you could say to yourself instead of that phrase. Now, when you say those things to yourself, then you ask yourself, am I still okay with this decision now that I have rephrased my F it term, all right? Now, sometimes you are okay, and sometimes it's really not that big of a deal, right? So, we are not robots. We are not, efficient machines. We are human, and then stuff happens, right? So there are plenty of scenarios where the term F it is absolutely fine. So for example, maybe saying F it is okay. Let's see. I didn't work out as hard today because my hip was really bothering me, but F it. I'm not going to beat myself up. I'm going to try harder tomorrow. I'm going to stretch out my hip. Great. No problem. You shouldn't push yourself that hard in that circumstance because you're leaning on an injured tendon there, all right? So that's totally fine. You don't want to beat yourself up. You don't want to get so hard on yourself that it's impossible to find joy in your current moment, in your current process, right? Another example, a cheat meal once in a while. I could have said, you know what, F it. I have worked out twice today. I have had a long day. Hubby, you know what, let's go get some Chinese food. But I didn't say that because we had had a cheat meal 3 days earlier. I try to keep my cheat meals to at least once a week, if not once every 2 weeks, right? So, But once in a while, cheat meals are absolutely fine. Shock the system, okay, maybe something has a little too much sugar, a little too much salt, it is what it is, a little too much sauce. It's fine. It's not going to kill you. And sometimes it's actually good for your development, because if we get used to eating the same thing every day and your metabolism gets used to eating, okay, I have an egg for breakfast, I have a salad for lunch, and I have chicken and rice for dinner, you're probably going to plateau anyway. So shocking your body is not, is not a bad thing either. Anyway, so a cheat meal once in a while, big deal. It's not the end of the world, right? You want that donut, eat that donut. But you know what? Work harder the next day. That's all it is. It's about balance. Let's see another example. Let's say, you know what? I didn't get all my chores done this weekend, but I spent some great time with my significant other and my kids. Awesome. Clearly human interaction, I would put at least as a bigger priority than getting all of your chores done. The chores, they'll be there anyway. Actually, while we're on the subject, I find that a lot of people use, I have so many chores to do, as an excuse to not do something else that might be even more beneficial for you. So let's say, for example, I really want to work out, but I have a lot of chores to do. Go work out. The chores are going to be there regardless, right? Or let's say, my friend's in town and I haven't seen them in forever, but you know what? I have so much to do, blah, blah, blah. Hey, your friend's in town. Your friend is normally not in town and your friend is in town. So go hang out with your friend. I don't know. I'm the kind of person who values human interaction much more than chores, but I don't know how my house is clean. Well, my husband really helps out with that, but anyway, so just something to keep in mind. So this phrase, I want you to think about the severity of, or the frequency at which you use this phrase and how easily it can be to distract yourself from your current goals. Now, again, this phrase is not the end-all be-all. You could use it healthily and sparingly to justify some silly behavior. Fine, we're human. This is our human existence, right? But to use it over and over again as a means to keep derailing yourself from your goals is, a really powerful thing, and you don't want to get caught in that trap. So, being realistic about your goals and priorities and being aware of how slippery this phrase can be will hopefully help you achieve your goals while still being kind to yourself, because it's really all about balance. And that's what I have for this evening. So I hope you guys have a wonderful week. Again, if you have anything that you would like to hear about, please comment under this post or message me. I would be more than happy to talk about anything you'd like me to. And have a great week.